Good
Welcome
morning.
back. Oh, good morning. Good morning. It has been a minute. Welcome back to the 20 hour.
Welcome back to the 20 hour. It's been a few weeks, been busy. Took a little hiatus, because we're so popular. You
There
know,
are 72 people. We
our
apologize
72.
for
Do we even
that.
have 72? We probably lost 70 of them. Probably down to
Yeah.
two again.
Yeah. When's the
So
last time you checked?
it's actually been a while. I haven't been on social media for like 2 weeks. So good morning. Welcome back. Got a lot of things to talk about. Going to change a couple things. We've got a new segment. We're going to talk about, since this is the 20 hours, we're going to talk about some twins, some bad twins, good twins, just twins. We'll have a segment on, today we got segment on some criminal twins and we'll read the article later on today, but we'll do that. And then how was your week? I lost you.
There you are. I pushed the mute button.
Oh,
My week has been okay. This week coming up, I get to do the old 10-year up the sphincter colonoscopy
oh,
on
you get to,
Wednesday. So,
yeah, and
so,
I've got my physical due tomorrow, so I'm sure I'll have to do the
so
sphincter exercise.
So on Tuesday, I get to do nothing but drink water and clear liquids. And then 8 o'clock in the morning, I get to be put under and stick something up my ass to make sure I'm healthy. And then hopefully when I walk away, I don't see the nurses and the doctors outside smoking a cigarette.
Yeah,
I'd be a happy camper.
the old rotor rooter.
Oh, rooter. Well, I don't know about cleaning me out, but it's interesting. It's not the Gatorade for people that are our age. We did the Gatorade. It's solvent. It's already pre-made bottles, big bottles. At 5 o'clock, I got to mix the bottles, put them in the refrigerator for an hour, and then at 6 o'clock, I have an hour to drink 8 ounces every 15 minutes. And then I have to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning because I have to finish the second bottle 6 hours before my appointment. So 2 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the morning, I get to drink another 16, so I can just shit everything out.
So
I think I'll weigh
what
myself. I
time's
think
your
I'll weigh
appointment?
myself before and afterwards because I'm a count that as my weigh-in.
What time's your appointment?
8 o'clock in the morning. I got to be there at seven
Oh, okay.
fifteen.
So you got to
I did it
so
early.
you got to shit all that out between 3 and 8.
Yep, shit it all
Okay.
out, and then go have breakfast.
Yeah. Oh shit.
So, your last week was exciting. You got to go to WWE with your
Went
son.
WrestleMania in Vegas. That was excitement. Got to see the Sphere, which I think that place is amazing. It's just the way it comes out. It starts out at like a regular movie theater, and it's a stadium, so it's not back. It's the one of
It's
those ones
straight
where they
up.
go straight up,
Yeah, yeah,
and then it's got a kind of a movie. That's a regular movie theater, and then that movie theater turns into the whole place.
yeah,
So it
yeah,
starts off with a little screen, and then the little Earth was coming, and then it came at you. As it came at you, the whole like the ceiling and all the walls turned into this movie theater, and it swear to God, the fucking Earth was right here. You could just
yeah,
touch it.
yeah. I think we're gonna go try to get. I'm gonna look at tickets. The Eagles are playing there again in September.
Yeah, it
So
was amazing. That sphere, it was
yeah,
something else. I've never seen
yeah,
anything like that before. And of course, WrestleMania, that was
yeah.
fun.
When's the last? You and I used to go see Hulk Hogan at the Coliseum all
We
the time.
saw we saw Hulk Hogan fight Andre the Giant, and then we saw the Iron Sheik fight.
I
I think it was
remember that.
Captain Lou Albino, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh God, yeah.
And
That
we were
was at
front
the.
row.
We were
When
front row.
Andre the Giant gave me a high five, his hand was like his fingers were way above here. Yeah, so yeah, we saw that back in had to be
That
what
was the
the 80s.
'80s. Yeah,
Yeah, had to be 80s.
yeah.
Captain Lou Albino, it was Iron Sheik, Andre the Giant,
and Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan, and there was another big star, and I can't remember what it was. I don't know if it was Roddy Piper.
Yeah,
Might have been
could have
him.
been.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
then
yeah,
your wife Jen got to go to Coachella the same
she went
weekend.
to Coachella. She saw Lady Gaga. She saw Green Day. Jelly Roll showed up. Ed
Oh wow, that's
Sheeran.
great. Yeah.
Who else?
I don't
There's a
know. I'm too
couple.
old to. I'm too old to do the 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. I could last 3 hours but standing
Now
that
they
long.
said they were doing about 30,000 steps a day.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I do 2,000 steps a day and I'm already freaking exhausted.
Dude, I do 300 steps a day and I'm fucking
Yeah.
exhausted.
And then you ended up thinking, oh, you know what? I really don't like my company vehicle anymore. So I'm a fucking just hit black ice and run into the side of a semi truck and total it.
Yeah.
Thank God you're okay, but
Yeah. So, yeah, I was trying to pass a truck and it started snowing. I think it was okay.
and it
And next
wasn't.
thing you know, I went into a slide and I went one way and then I came back the other way and then I went this way again and then it just Ken had pulled me into the semi truck. I think we were going about 70 miles an hour, and I T-boned the semi truck
Yep.
going 70. Totaled my company vehicle. They had to pull me out of well, they didn't pull me out, but they had to open it up, and then I had to
They
go.
use the jaws of life.
No, they opened the
Use it.
doors, but then all the airbags deployed and back window was smashed, so they totaled it. I had to sit in an ambulance, and then they had to put me in the cop car. And I got to admit, it's the first time I've been in a cop car in my life. It's
You sit
either
in the back or the front.
I sat in the back. You don't sit in the front of a cop car. They always
Okay,
put you in
that's
the
true.
back, and then you're locked
Yeah.
there until they open it up because you can't get out. And it's so small. I don't know, I feel sorry for the people that are fucking 6'3", put their hands behind their back. So I sat in
And
this
your hands
cop.
weren't behind your back, were they?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
no. So I never got. It was either I'm that good that never got caught, or I was
Yeah.
just that goody two shoe. So,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
either or. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my week.
Yeah, my week
Uh,
was boring
that
compared to
was
your week.
interesting. Oh yeah, the
I
slide
went a
scared the
week
shit out
and
of me. I'm driving along and I thought about putting it in 4-wheel drive, and I'm like, people are whizzing by me at 80. The speed limit was 80. People whizzing by me, so I just got up behind the truck and it started spraying shit. I think I was going about 65 because the car has that automatic brake, so once you get close, it brakes for you.
yeah.
So it slowed me down, and this car whizzed by me about 80 miles an hour. So I just jumped behind that car, took off 80. It didn't have it in 4-wheel drive or anything. And then once I got past the truck, I was getting this car past the truck, and all of a sudden that truck just started going sideways like this. And then all of a sudden I turned it. I was trying to keep it straight, and it turned sideways like this. And then all of a sudden it turned this way again, and I was going sideways. I thought I was going to roll it. And I hit dry spot. As soon as I hit dry spot, it just shot over across the highway, and I went right. All I see was a semi truck coming this way. Bam! Spun around, and then went all the way across and hit the middle medium.
Fuck, you're lucky you're okay.
Walked out. Got a bruise up down my shoulder. Got two bruises around my fat ass from the seatbelt. Neck
And then
sore.
probably the airbag.
Neck sore. Yeah.
Well,
So
there you go. All I did was just go to work every day.
yeah.
Nothing new
So
happened in my life.
yeah. Drove all the
Yeah.
way home. After that, they had to get me to a little town in Utah that's a little 200-pound personal don't town. Had to Uber from there to another town in Utah just to get a rental vehicle. So they gave me this small little rental vehicle, and I drove from Utah all the way back home. And then I-70, people know from Dillon, going up Dillon, going east on Dillon, going east from Dillon on I-70. It's the hill that goes up to get into Eisenhower. They shut that down because it was so icy that they had to get the equipment up there. So I sat in Dillon for about an hour and 45 minutes. So after all that, I left at 8 o'clock in the morning, still got home at 1 a.m.
And then you caught a flight the next day.
Caught the flight to go to Vegas
Yep.
to go see WrestleMania with my son. Yeah. WrestleMania was good. It was fun.
Yeah, I haven't been to Vegas in a while. I mean,
There was Stone Cold Steve Austin and
yeah, it was
who
all over the fuck. It was all over
yeah,
social
there was
media.
not Kevin Hart. What's the other guy's name? I keep saying Kevin Hart.
One of the Hart brothers,
Yeah, Hart.
one of the many Hart
It
brothers
was
on
all
we
it
used to
was
do.
all the Hall of Fame. Of
Yeah.
course, Triple H was there and his wife was there, and I think the next night was the John Cena. We went Saturday night, and they had John Cena that won the 17th. So now I guess now he's a bad guy now.
Oh, is he a bad guy now?
Yeah, he's starting to be. I
Yeah.
guess it's his last. I guess this is
Hurrah.
it. Yeah, this is it. So
Well,
he's
Hulk
done.
Hogan signed a lifetime contract with them. Did he? I'm surprised he wasn't there.
Well, Hulk Hogan can't walk anymore.
Well, I know, but he signed a lifetime contract with WWE lifetime.
Well, I don't know what that means.
That means he could go and he gets paid every year to do nothing. What do you mean he can't walk? I haven't seen anything of Hulk Hogan. Is he still alive?
He's still, yeah, I guess he's got serious back problems. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Come on, look at the job he's taken. You know,
I
his
gotta admit though,
career.
I mean, they didn't have an announcer, which was weird. They just come up, wrestle, and they leave. There's no talking like they used to. You know how
Oh
they get
God, they used to
after
have
they
a hype
won.
man.
Yeah,
No hype
they never
man.
had any talking or anything. And I gotta admit, some of it was just a little bit.
Fake.
It could have made it a little more less rehearsal. Because I mean, the guy would slam, and then the guy would sit there and wait for the guy to come out and then grab him and stuff. So you could tell it was kind of. Of course we all know it's not real, but it's it's entertainment. But They could have made it. I think some of the wrestling matches could have made it a little bit better.
And it was in Las Vegas
It was
Raiders,
inside. It was in the Raiders Stadium,
and it was
and that stadium
packed.
was packed. It was air conditioned. It was a nice stadium. I tell you,
Oh
that's one of
God,
the
yeah.
better ones.
They spent some money on that thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd like to.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go see a Denver Bronco
Bronco
Raider
game, man. I
game.
would love
Yeah,
to go do that.
they
Yeah.
have seats on the inside the one of the end zones that actually
Yeah.
recline. They actually recline, and you can look up and see
Oh, so you can see the
uh,
scoreboard?
so you can see the big screen, but the seats actually have their feet up, and you can actually recline.
Fuck. I wonder how much those are.
Fuck, I don't know. I mean, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So
Anyways, that's our week. And again, our week coming. So, anything else new? Anything else exciting?
no, just go back to work. I got my little physical, so I got some females probably gonna fondle my balls just to check for prostate problems, but I don't see a doctor anymore. That's all nothing but
Oh, it's all
PAs.
nurse prosthetist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or and
Yeah.
whatever you call them.
I see my doctor once a year and I have to wait a month to go see him just for the physical. He's retiring. So after over 20 years of seeing the same doctor, I'm gonna have to find somebody else because
Yeah.
he's
There's got to be a
he
doctor for older
he
people.
was losing money so bad because of the insurance that he had to sell his practice to a corporation. Him and I had a conversation. He had to sell his practice to a corporation, and one of the stipulation was not to lay off this one certain person who's been with them since day one. In the first 2 weeks, they laid her off.
Oh,
Yeah, he was upset about it. He says, "Yeah," and he's older than I am, and we're 60. And he says, "Yeah, it's time for me to retire." So it's like, and he told me, he gave me a warning 1 year. So you might want to start looking for another doctor. It's like
yeah. I
crap.
like to find maybe something that has more of a for the older
Well, I want
gentleman.
to find somebody, and I don't. And again, we have a men's clinic, but it's all about ED and all that kind. I would love to find. You got people that do just women. I would love to find somebody that just focuses on men's health, not your freaking
Well, the
dick
men's
business.
clinic doesn't accept all the insurance either.
Well,
Because
yeah,
there's
but
a
they
there's
always, but they
there's a
focus
men's
on
clinic.
just
There's a men's clinic right next to my doctor's.
yeah, and all they do is all they focus on is ED.
Yeah,
That your penis doesn't work. It's like, well, no, my penis works. I just need other stuff. It's
yeah,
like I need a doctor because this is a family doctor, and the
right.
doctor that's down the street from me, I would love to go to him, a young kid, but it's a family doctor, so it's between all these ages, and yeah, I'd like to find some doctor that just focuses on men's health, all men's health,
Yeah,
not if your wiener goes,
but yeah,
Anyways,
no, that's
anyways,
it.
let's talk about the new segment that we're going to be talking about. Go
So we
ahead.
want. So we're thinking about doing something new, and it was since we're the twinning hour, we got a. My daughter-in-law is going to come on here in a couple weekends, and she's got a full-blown story, so it might take up more than one episode. So,
Yep.
but she's got a full-blown story about this doctor that was doing experiments on twins. So they had 12 sets of twins, and they're doing an experiment. I mean, actually, like put needles in their eyes. It's pretty cruel. It's one of those cruel, old school, back in the 30s type
On
experiments.
why they were twins, or
Yeah, just doing experiments on why they were
oh,
twins. So some doctor, but we'll have to get on this. This one today, we're gonna do something. It's gonna be it's a story about two real estate agents, and it's
I heard this one.
real estate broker Orrin and Tel Alexander. So they're the Alexander brothers. It's the official from the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office of Southern District of New York held a news conference Wednesday to announce charges. They said that the brothers ran a sex trafficking sham and allegedly assaulted dozens of women between 2010 and 2021, dating back when the men were still in high school. So they were doing
Oh,
sex trafficking in high school. The defendants used their wealth and position to create opportunities to sexual assault women. U.S. attorneys for the Southern District of New York, Damon William, announced that, in particular, Orrin and Tal, that's their name, Orrin and Tal, which two fucking gay names, I think. So
Oren and Tell.
Orrin and Tal, Alexander used the position in the real estate history industry to induce women to come to events, parties, and sometimes afterwards, the women were sexually assaulted by one or more of the defendants. So they use these open house parties to do this. So they bring these women into these open house parties, and then they would sexually assault them, and then actually get them into sex trafficking and hire people. This is just too, and they're wealthy. That's the whole thing that gets me. Is these guys have wealthy, so they can probably get women. They're actually not bad looking. I mean, for being Oren and Tal, I mean, two stupid fucking names, but you know. But it says
Well, how do they use their twins to do all this? Does
they're
that
just
say
twin.
anything?
This is all a story about twin brothers.
Just twin brothers.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't use any like twin secrets or twin magic or anything. It just says we will not allow the type. It said Oren Alexander used position in the real estate industry to induce women to event and parties that sometimes offered the women would be sexually assaulted by one or more of the defendants. We will not allow the type of alleged behavior to go on. Um, the predators forcing victims of sexual acts cannot and will not be tolerated. FBI Assistant District in charge James Danny Oren and Tal Alexander are the founders of the luxury real estate firm official. So they're a luxury real estate. So they're in New York selling these high-rise $1 million homes. Let's see, which has offices in Manhattan, Miami Beach, according to the website. Alan Alexander and Oren, twins, working for the family-provided security firm. Authorities said. So, I mean, those are our bad dudes right there. It also goes back to say Williams and the brothers or other men gave the women drug and including cocaine, mushrooms, and GHB. What's GHB?
GHB is when they lose their, they kind of are out. It's what you put in women's drinks at the bar.
Oh, okay. So mushrooms,
Not
GHB, which
that I
allegedly
used it
caused
before that I know
some
it,
of the
but
women to be physically unable to fight back and escape.
yeah.
Then has alleged Alexander brothers, sometimes acting alone, sometimes which in each other, there's a lot of sometimes in this one. Sometimes acting alone, sometimes with each other, and sometimes with other men. So they raped and assaulted the women. So, and these are, I mean, I just don't understand why people even think that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Seriously.
they're two good-looking kids that make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
They can't just find women and they can't
Can
just
buy,
buy hookers.
can buy a hooker.
Can't buy a
I mean,
hooker.
seriously.
I
Yeah.
mean, they actually like getting paid for sex. That's what they do for a
Yeah.
living.
Yeah. And
And they
that's
might,
sport.
yeah, they might even like your fucking stupid names too.
Yeah. Oren and
Oren, and Alon, Alon.
Alon.
I think it's
Yeah.
Alon. I think I might have pronounced it wrong. Says William Call alleged crimes. See additionally information. So it's got charges. Williams said brothers will transport up to New York and face charges of sex trafficking and conspiracy and commit sex trafficking. Alexander brothers accused for 3 alleged assaults in South Florida. So they got South Florida. This is Randall. Let's see, Randall Orem is also accused of raping another victim in the third incident after inviting her to several friends in the house. So, I mean, I can go on and keep reading. I don't know if you want to keep me reading that, but
Nah, yeah, yeah, that's just it's
so those that's the first episode of like the twins. So we're gonna bring out some good things that twins do and bad things that twins do. Good,
yeah,
we're good twins.
we're good twins.
We're a
We
good
should
twin.
talk about what we've grown up with twins and stuff. I mean, we we had when we played Santa Susana boys baseball.
Yeah.
We had two twins that were I was 12, I'm 12 minutes older, and they
Oh,
one
that's right.
brother,
They had the same birthday we did,
we
didn't
had the
they?
same birthday. They were both born on February 12th. We all four of us were both all on February 12th. I was 12 minutes older than you, and then he
He
was
was
13 minutes
13
older than
minutes
his
older,
brother.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then in high school we had
High school we played
3 sets of
basketball.
twins.
We had three sets of twins. We had you and I,
You and I,
and we had Ronnie and Donnie,
Ronnie and Donnie,
and then we had Eddie and Carol.
Eddie and Carol. And Eddie played basketball and Carol was a
I
twin
think she
sister
was
that
a
was a
cheerleader.
cheerleader. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, we all. I mean, we grew up with all twins and stuff like that. So it's interesting and recently, once we started this podcast, it's interesting because we met a twin at a bar
Yeah, that's
during our
right.
60th birthday party, and I actually work out at the gym down the street, and there's two twins that show up, which where I'm trying to talk to them and walk up and see if they want to be guests on here because it'd be nice to have a set of twins that are a different generation and see if
What
it's any
well,
different than you and
how old are
I.
they?
They got to look like in their late mid 20s, late 20s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
All
mean
right, maybe
it's
I'll go work out with you, and they'll notice us.
notice that we're twins.
Yeah. Do you talk to
So
them?
no, they show up a little later, and I'm usually on the bike, and
Oh,
so I haven't had a chance to. But I should go and talk to them.
we
And
should have got the bartender's name. She was willing to come online the
yeah,
podcast with
well,
us.
I thought we did. I thought we were. She wanted to come on. She lives with her sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get her on because last time we were at that bar, they weren't there. So
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
and I think when we were having our 60th, I think there was some adult beverages going on, so I don't remember much on all that anyway. So, you
yeah,
know,
so yeah, but yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna try to do and
we're
figure
gonna, yeah,
out,
try and get some twin action going on for you guys.
yeah, and not just
So,
read from a memo and you know,
you didn't like that?
no,
Why not?
because it was too long.
Well, how long do you want it?
I should be just to read it and just give a quick paragraph.
Oh, so you don't want to be like crime junkies and like read it word for word like a script?
No, do you?
No, not really.
Exactly.
No,
Does
not
that
really.
seem like us?
No, not really.
So yeah, but yeah, what else is going on? What else we had put it on our list to try something different?
Well, here's a story on New York High School has 15 sets of twins at her graduating class, including two with the same first name.
Wow, 15 sets of twins. Holy
It's
crap. I
graduating
thought
one
we
high school
had when
class.
we had three sets of twins, I thought that was a lot in our
Yeah.
high school, but our high schools it wasn't that big. So,
Yeah, this one's
shout out to
among
Del Oro.
447 graduating seniors.
Wow.
Yep.
And 13 sets
There's
of
fifth
twins.
is their high school on Long Island. There are 15 sets of twins, according to Today and the New York. Oh,
Wow, 15 sets of twins. That's a
15
lot of
sets of
twins.
twins out of 447 447. That seems like a small class, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, really, I think ours was 150, so
Yeah.
400. Let's see. So, if they're graduate, when was that taken? Because what was
The
in the
date
fucking
was published April 22nd, 2025.
2025?
So that was
So
on
18 years ago would have been 2000 and
18 years ago. What?
well, when they're 18. I want to know what was in the water in New York at that time when all these 15 twins were.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
I'm doing the math,
You
you
confused
know.
the hell out of me. So,
Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
didn't mean to confuse you.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah, I
then,
mean
and
that's
then
a
a related one, there's 35 sets of twins will graduate from his Texas high school district. So
god
in
damn
Texas,
30.
there's 35 sets of twins that are going to be graduating.
Holy crap. I think twins are a little bit more because we had twin uncles.
Yeah.
My our nephew had twin girls.
Right.
It's
Yeah. We got
like
twin nieces. Yeah.
we have twin nieces, and it's like it just seems like twins are common now, more common than maybe I thought we were growing up, and now you got 35 sets of
Ooh,
twins
how
and
many twins did we see growing up before high school?
none.
None.
I think
There
it
was
was
no
just you and
twins.
I.
Yeah.
I mean, except for when we played Santa baseball, that was when we were 9 and 10.
Yeah,
Before we went
that's
to
true.
middle school.
Yeah.
We really didn't see twins and all the way up until we got in high school, and then we had. I mean, between the five of us played basketball. Well, you moved, so the first year, our sophomore year, so yeah, it was, that was a lot of twins. So, yeah, that's yeah, that's weird. But the other question I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, did we play any games?
We always played games.
We never switched though.
We never switched because you always kind
Two
of had
different personalities.
two different personalities. And you dated ugly women.
I never date ugly women.
Yeah.
You call my wife ugly?
No, besides Kathy.
I didn't date ugly women.
Yeah.
So why
Yeah.
why
Okay.
would you ugly? What this? Do we want to get back into
Is
people
my
we
lip
dated?
all?
I don't know.
Am I having a stroke? Because it all seems like it's one way.
It seems like you're doing an Elvis impression.
It's weird. Maybe it's this
Yeah.
thing here.
Hi. So that's going to be our new thing. Is we're going to talk about twins. Hopefully, we'll get some more information. We'll have some guests, and go from there. I mean, I think it's kind of different. Something that's not out there. So if we get some young guests, if you guys have any friends or anybody like that, just let us know. Write it down. There are 72 people.
Yeah.
So next segment, Nuggets.
What
We
the
got to talk
fuck?
about the Nuggets. We got to talk about the last play with Gordon going up there. It wasn't a pass. It was just a shitty shot by the
Well, how
Joker.
many seconds were left?
Oh, I don't know, but he when he grabbed that ball it was like 1 second, and you could
That I
if
saw, but when
they
because
showed the
I didn't watch it
replay.
last. I didn't watch it last night. I crashed last night. I was
Oh,
tired,
I
so I fell
watched it
asleep.
live, and when he you could tell in the replay when he let go of it, that ball was already out of his hands. I think the only good thing about it is they called it good before they showed the replay because then they would have to overturn it, which is difficult to overturn. So
Yeah,
but then again, they were also up by 20 something points, and in the fourth quarter
they lost their shit
the
again.
Clippers ended up going on a 22-4 run. I
That's
mean, come on, you guys got to start.
that's how we lost the playoffs last year. They
And
we were up by
they
we
start.
were up by 30 points. David and I went to the game and they lost by two, and we're up by 25.
Yeah, and it's like they start throwing up prayers, and they changed the defense. Well, then change your offense. So yeah, they go back on. Avs won. Land whatever, I can't pronounce his name. The guy that came back after 3 years, he scored a goal. They won, I think 4-0, 5-0 yesterday. So both series are tied 2-2. So we're back in it. Rockies lost 13 of 14. So they're the worst team in the.
They actually scored 13 points.
No, they lost 13 games out of the last 14
Oh,
games.
I thought you
They're the
said they
worst
lost
team
13. Okay.
in major leagues. They can't hit, they can't do nothing. So, you know, so it's the Rockies are just sucking. Our team, the Dodgers, they've actually lost a couple ones. Their hitting have gotten kind of weak. So,
All
but yeah.
right. Broncos.
Well, wait, before we go into the Broncos, let's talk about Shador.
Why?
So, well, because I in one way I feel sorry for the kid, in one way I really don't. I mean, rumors are out that he had to hire another agent because his dad was the agent. Nobody wanted to talk to him. That was one of the rumors. The other rumor was that when they did the why did he go to the combine if he didn't want to work out? And I guess he didn't want to do any of the workout. And I guess his interviews, I saw something this morning that they were saying that the two teams that were interested in him got a feeling like he just didn't give a crap about the team. He was just worried about himself. And that's why, then you got the theory of they're punishing him because college players are making $4 or $5 million and they don't want Shador to have control. And it's like, I really,
But still,
Cleveland.
under the same hand, you got one guy that was accused of sexual assault. You had Joe Mixon that fucking beat the shit out of this girl on camera and broke her eye socket. And you got all these, and then you got Caleb Williams that's in the audience crying on his mom's shoulder.
Well, he just won the NFL. I don't understand. Caleb Williams was last year. Is that the one you're
Yeah,
talking
but
about?
that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Well,
so he's
but
not even mature enough. You had one kid, they even announced it as he got drafted on the top 10. Oh yeah, here's so and so. He got reported for two sexual assaults against him as he's getting drafted to one of the top 10. But
yeah,
here's a
yeah.
kid that actually gets good grades. He's actually a good player. I'm not saying he's the best, but he's a
Well,
good player.
you can't punish the kid for being arrogant. They
And you
all
can't
are.
punish the
Yeah,
kid to make money. You can't
yeah,
punish the kid to make because he's out there making money for himself.
yeah.
And that's the
Yeah.
rules.
Now, granted,
He's not
now,
breaking any laws. He's not I
now
know.
I do agree with you got to cut ties with your dad. I know it's difficult. You played with them pretty much your whole life. And if it had anything to do with that, and of course you got Dion telling everybody, well, we're going to make this like Eli. We're going to pick and choose what you have. But I mean, really, Steelers needed a quarterback. He would have been perfect for the Steelers, and
Well,
they got Rudolph
you
as their
got
number one
but
catcher.
you got Stu
Then the Browns picked a quarterback before Shador.
and then they move up in the fifth round. Why do you want to move up in the fifth round? Why
Yeah,
would you
yeah.
what'd you do? Give up a draft pick to move up in the fifth round?
Again, he should have been drafted in one or two. I agree with that. I mean, but the problem is when you got the Giants, who was reportedly so much interested in him, and then turn around and pick another quarterback before him, you knew right then something was going on,
Oh
and it was
yeah.
like, why? Again, if you can't blame Dion because everybody knows who Dion is and what he's about. You
Well,
can't
and
blame.
if the kid's being untied, like one of those selfish entitled people inside the, I mean, if you can't tell how to do an interview, I mean, I know this kid's probably been given anything he wants because Dion is. It's not like Dion prime time is fucking poor.
Yeah.
But you can't go
Well,
in you can't go in an interview me, and then I get it, but
and I get that. And I get that. But the problem is, why go to the? There are more people that are dying to get to the combine. Why go if you're not going to participate?
yeah,
I mean, why?
yeah,
You don't have to use the excuse. I got enough film on me. You guys can go watch it. Then why go?
yeah. You
Why even go through?
that
Why even
that
go through the interviews?
yeah, that spot could have been for somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So
yeah,
I'm happy that now. Can you imagine if the Cleveland kept their pick and picked Hunter, and both of them would have been at Cleveland?
yeah.
Because yeah, but Hunter is going to be great. I think Horn. I wish the Broncos would have picked up Horn.
Who picked
I
up
think
Horn
Horn's going to. I think the Jaguars. Silo Sanders got
with the Buccaneers?
with the Buccaneers for what do they call it undrafted free agent. There were four undrafted free agent. Two of them are going to the Jaguars, and two of them are going to the Buccaneers. One of them to Silo. I think Silo's a good player. I hope he makes the team. Problem with him is he leads with his head. He's been caught with that several times since he's been with Colorado. So I hope that works out with them. I think if the rumor is true about Sanders, because the whole even him looking at the computer waiting for the thing, the whole thing was an act. I mean, it was like again, he's in a big surprise. But the good thing is, he's got good work ethics. I wish
Well, they
Pittsburgh would have
don't
picked him
have
up.
anybody. They got Joe Flacco.
They got Flacco, some other else, and him and another rookie. So they got four
You
quarterbacks.
still
Someone's going
got
to get,
Deshaun Watson.
yeah, yeah, but he's injured. He tore
You
his
got Joe
Achilles.
Flacco. Then
Yep.
they picked another quarterback, and then they picked Shiloh
Yeah. Well, I think
or
they got four.
Shador.
I think they got four
And
without
how much you
Watson.
want to bet that Sanders is going to be the number one quarterback
Oh
coming out
yeah.
next year?
But look at this. Sanders goes the top five, top 10, 30 to $40 million.
Yeah,
He's making 11.
yeah.
So he lost almost 30, $20 million for whatever
Well,
reason. If
11
people are
is still
punishing him,
more than the four he made last year.
yeah,
So he can't complain about it. Plus,
you can't you
it's not like
can't
his family doesn't have money.
you can't complain on somebody that makes $4 million. He was in the top five. It was in the top five of NIL money. So
All
but
right.
spending $100,000 on a studio and and of course his brand name legendary on the pillows and all this kind of stuff and nothing happens. Why?
Yeah. His dad made that up.
Yeah, well,
All right. So first round, we got Barron, CB.
I heard he was great.
I heard
I
he's
am
good too.
I'm excited about him, and I am excited about that freaking running back, that short guy. Have you seen him?
So
Just in normal
Harvey,
clothes.
RJ Harvey,
That guy is
he got
that
picked
guy is
second round. I'm excited about him because I've watched his
because he
tape.
is ripped. That guy, and he likes to stick his head down and go through the middle. That's
And
what I
that's
like
what I
about him.
like.
Yeah,
You've got Bryant, wide receiver, was
good
picked in the
guy.
third round.
Yep. I wish they would have
Jones,
got Horn.
you got
But yep,
Jones, a defensive end, picked in the
but
third round, 101.
yep, which we
And
need.
then you've got a outside linebacker, which I think we needed an inside linebacker.
Well, it depends if what's his face is healthy from his knee injury.
But I'd like to have an inside linebacker. So we picked him in the fourth round. Whoops.
I think the fifth round we got the punter.
And then we got Jeremy Crawshaw. Crawshaw. He's the punter. Don't
Yep,
we have
from
a punter?
Florida. Yeah, but he wasn't that good.
Okay. And then finally,
Well,
uh,
you
finally we
got
get Caleb Launer, which is a tight end. Never heard of this
but
guy.
well, here's the story about him. And if I remember this, he played.
So he's
I think
six
it's
foot seven, 250 pound player, began playing football,
his junior
caught
year.
his junior year. Yeah.
He played basketball.
Right.
Yeah, and look at him. He got drafted by the Broncos,
Yeah.
and the Broncos have got a full room of tight ends now. So
Well,
I'm interested to see how that
somebody
goes.
in that room's got a block.
Yeah. Well, we need somebody that can block and catch because you
Yeah.
can't just have a tight end go in there and go, okay, he's a blocking tight end. They're going to run, right? Or you bring somebody in that can only receive. This guy can't block, so I guess they're passing. That was the whole point of these tight ends. We needed a tight end.
Yeah. 6'7", 250 pounds, doesn't have a lot of experience.
No, that was a waste of the pick.
I'm reading this now. Yeah. His one career touchdown was a 20-yard touchdown. Grabbed against Arizona. Made a 3-yard touchdown catch at Colorado and hauled in a catch for 2-point conversion versus Iowa State.
Yeah, he played for Utah, right?
Played for Utah.
Yeah, I remember that catch.
Yeah, I
That's when
remember it
you.
too. But
That's when we were winning, and we ended up. I think we lost. I think they came back and beat us.
so, but yeah, so those are our new rookies, and I am fucking excited
Oh yeah,
as usual. We're always excited this time of year.
yeah. We
So
can't
I
wait.
mean,
We can't wait for with the Rockies doing what they're doing, and
Rockies has
I
a high school team. I don't even want to talk about the Rockies anymore.
yeah.
Fuck
Well,
them.
there's fucking Broomfield High School could beat them.
Yeah, come on.
Shit. Anyways,
So I have to look at some of the highlights, but yeah.
there you
But yeah, but
are.
that's it. We gotta go longer.
Yeah. What else you got going on?
Nothing. Gonna
That's
work
gonna
around the
be
yard. We need to
yeah.
make this podcast a little more exciting, though. I think we're boring.
Yeah, so do I. I think that was a boring one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we need to figure something out to get it more exciting, get more attention. So
But that's it.
yeah, we're good. That was our 30 minutes. We
Yeah,
promise we'll get better at this.
subscribe. We're on all social media. So
Yep.
that peace
Peace
out.
out.
Talk to you later. Go Broncos. Go
Yep.
Nuggets. Go Avalanche.
Yep.
Go Twins.
Yeah, go Twins.